Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Tuesday, August 8th, 2017. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. Segregated witness is expected to lock in today, with only 124 blocks needed before the lock-in process ends. Let's see. The price of Bitcoin is up 0.32%, with a last of $3,400. With a high of $34.89 and a low of $33.22. The price of Bcash is also up, with a high of $4.05 on Sexio and a low of $3.66 on Bitfinex. We've also got more information about who's mining Bcash from CoinDesk. CoinDesk shows us that an unknown miner is mining at least 83%, perhaps even 93% of Bcash. We've also learned the current profitability of Bitcash. It is currently 55% more profitable to mine Bitcoin, but this number has been going down just this morning. Our top story today: segregated witness is likely to lock in today. Segregated witness will lock in on the network, followed by a 2-week grace period, allowing the miners to prepare for this upgrade. After the 2-week period, segregated witness will be available on the network, but there still will be a delay as programmers write things like a user-friendly client for the Lightning Network. It will be available for testing, not likely for users for some time. An interesting article from Rusty Russell, a programmer over at Blockstream, who says that he's sorry, but Bitcoin fees will rise. He's got some good points, and even with the additions of Segwit scaling, Schnorr signatures, and even Peter Woolley's 17.7 per year increase, would still not be able to keep the fees down if Bitcoin popularity continues. A good but short article. We've also got a story about Bitcoin and Russia on the Rachel Maddow show. Unfortunately, Rachel was absent. It was anchored by AM Joy, but still great to see, just watching normal TV and suddenly a Bitcoin logo pops up. Thanks to our pal and friend of the show, Max Kaiser, for tweeting me back with a timestamp about this great clip. And we're not going to show any of it here, but as you can see here, here's a pause of the screen where you could see the Bitcoin logo on MSNBC. MSNBC talked about Russia perhaps using Bitcoin to sidestep sanctions. And then today we have this new article from Bloomberg Technology saying that Putin's aide seeks $100 million in, you guessed it, an ICO to start mining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in Russia. A very interesting project and something worth keeping an eye on. We're also joined today by Tone Vase with a check of the current markets. How's it going, Tone?
It's going good. I just gotta throw a quick correction out there for you. Segwit is actually locking in 21 blocks. It'll be 121 blocks till the period ends, but we only need 21 more blocks for the Segwit lock-in, and then the rest of them don't really matter all that much. It's just a matter of time.
About what time do you think the 21 blocks will go off by?
I've been watching the live blocks as they're being mined, and we are clearly mining at slightly faster than 10 minutes per block. I mean, the miners have really ramped up in the Bitcoin space. So I'm not sure if their time estimate is accurate, but I mean, 20 blocks to go, worst case scenario, 10 minutes a block. So that's just 200 minutes. So we're looking at maximum 3 hours, probably in about 2 hours. We will be locked in for Segwit, and then we just gotta wait another 100 blocks for this period to end, another 2-week period or so for everyone else to get on board. But everyone's been on board for weeks, so that's really not the issue here. And there's really not all that much to worry about. We're pretty much set. Everyone is now trying to create FUD that there is like vulnerabilities in Segwit, that the miners will switch to Bcash. That's completely ridiculous, as you saw from our previous view, that why on earth would you mine something that's 55% less profitable? Why would you throw half your money away? And I've also been looking at via BTC, where there's only a Oh, it's up. Maybe it goes up during the day. Maybe they turn it on at night when they go to bed over in Asia. But this morning when I woke up, this number was at 17 petahash. So VIA BTC is almost not mining this at all. And the whole thing is literally relying on an unknown miner. I mean, if you really want your coin to be 90% mined by an unknown, then sure, that's the coin you want to be on. That's also less profitable. And as you can see, it did manage to mine 3 blocks in the last hour. But prior to that, when I woke up this morning, I saw about 6 blocks mined in 12 hours. So we're talking 1 block every 2 hours. I mean, that's ridiculous. But prior to these 3 blocks being mined just now, we're talking 3 hours between blocks. There were 2 blocks in an hour, 1 block an hour, 2 blocks an hour. I mean, that's pretty bad. It's been averaging about 2 to 3 blocks per hour, not 1 block every 10 minutes. So that's it's really getting it. I don't know why the price is up. I'm not even gonna care. It's totally irrelevant. People are still trying to sell their Bcash and get free Bitcoin, which is great. Okay, so let's take a look at the price of.
We'll be back here in about 2 hours for an update show about segregated witness and the lock-in. If everyone could give us a thumbs up and a share, and we'll be back then. Also wanted to update you about the chart on XBT.eu. We do have the creator of the chart in the chat, and he says that the lock-in date is dynamic. So after every new block, it'll recalculate the ETA. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but I also didn't feel like doing the time conversion to my time zone or your time zone, which is why I just estimated myself that it'll be somewhere between 2 and 3 hours from now that the segment.
Everything should just be in Pacific time. Make it easy on me.
All right, so let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. All right, here's the weekly chart, and everything still looks good. I mean, the week is still, it's only Tuesday, so anything can happen this week. As of right now, we are not looking at a reversal candle. We're just looking at a regular candle. On my numerical indicator, we're on number 4. The buy entry took place at 28.25 on this candle number 3, and I am looking for what do we got here? We have to go until 9, so I am looking for about 5 more weeks of upside, and we'll see how that goes on the weekly candle. Those that watched this yesterday morning saw me, fiddle with this trend line. This is the trend line I was aiming at. Now, this trend line started this trend line supports the price all throughout 2012. So this I don't want to extend it backwards because it gets weird, but this is approximate trend line from 2012. And then in 2013 and 14, we stayed above this trend line. And now 2015 and 16, we stayed below this trend line. And we're starting to get back to this trend line. Now, the crazy thing is that sometime this month, the value of this trend line is over $10,000. And I really thought we would never, ever reach this trend line again. And now I'm thinking that it is possible that something amazing will happen with the price of Bitcoin. Now, do we want to get to 10,000 tomorrow? Probably not. There would be a lot of pain and a huge correction. But on the logarithmic chart, I mean, this trend line is within reach. It's only 3x away, and we just went 3x over the last 6 months. So this is not unreasonable. Let me just put it that way. So I will be keeping an eye on it, and this trend line has come back into my chart. Here's the daily look. Now, I have cross-checked. Now, the daily look is different. And I'll probably talk more about this on my show later this week when I talk about it in detail. But this happens to be Bitfinex, and the targets from the ascending triangle have been met. So the target from the ascending triangle and the target from the flag pennant, the bullish pennant, were at 3,500, and the high was 3,484. So to me, that is within margin of error to say that we have met the target. Now, this candle is a reversal candle if this is how we close at the end of the day. But this is still a 6. Now, what you have to be careful of is that if you are using Bitstamp charts, this would not be a 6. This would actually only be a 4. So potentially we have 3 more days of upside or 5 more days of upside. It's still yet to be seen. So I am looking at this cautiously. It's possible that we have temporarily topped out and we might take a little bit of a break, but it's way too early to tell. For now, the target of the triangle has been met. So those that were paying attention and took your profit just under 3,500, wait for another good entry. So that's all I can really advise on that. That's pretty much it. Let's see how this candle finishes the rest of the day and take it from there tomorrow morning. Back to you, Thomas.
All right. Thanks, Tone. And we'd just like to thank everybody in the chat. I've been reading it. It's been fun. People are saying what they'll do if Bitcoin reaches 10,000. Nothing that I can report here on the air. It's all very inappropriate, but they would have a very good time if it reaches 10,000. We'd like to thank Gregor in the chat for giving us a $25 super chat. He says, let's get WCN 24/7. And we're definitely working on it, but it's going to take a lot to get there. We're going to need lots of likes and shares. If it's your first time here, please subscribe down below. Like I said earlier, we'll be back in just a few hours to talk about segregated witness and the lock-in. Hopefully we'll have the rest of the WCN crew with us. And then we'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Today in Bitcoin. If you'd like to check it out on the Mad Bitcoins channel, I had a private video that I'm about to make public right after this show ends. It'll be on the @MadBitcoins Twitter. It's one of those fun parody videos. If you haven't seen the movie Idiocracy, you won't get it at all. But if you've seen Idiocracy, maybe you'll laugh a little bit. And we just wanted to show you the QR code for some donations if you want to throw some money in the bin. This is, of course, segregated witness Bitcoin that we're accepting here, the real Bitcoin. So thank you so much for watching. We're out of time. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.